Hi everybody, it's Jackie's with Jackie's Freaks and Things. Got one more technique that I want to show you. This is perfect, once again, for leftover 21-inch mesh. Also, this is perfect to hold up those heavier signs if you want to use the poof technique. Now, I've already cut most of the pieces. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut these 10 inches. I developed this technique several years ago when I was playing around with Hobby Lobby mesh, and Hobby Lobby mesh is really, really soft. I couldn't get my sign to stop sinking down into my wreath, so I had some leftover 21-inch mesh. So I was like, what can I do? So this is what I came up with. Like I said, this is leftover mesh. Right now, I'm using one color, or you can use two. And we're just cutting it 10 inches. So I've already made the wreath base, and once again, I used an 18-inch form with a 12-inch poof. If you want to know how to do the poof, you can reference back to the poof tutorial. So let's get started. So we're going to take our 21-inch mesh, and we're going to roll it up. We're going to make sure that the cut edge is toward the inside when we fold it over. This is to prevent the mesh from fraying. Fold your mesh in half. Find the center point again. Then tie it really tight. Now, the reason that I have mine standing straight up and my ties out this way, this adds a little bit of extra something to your wreath. It helps round it out, and it's also going to support your ribbon later on. One of the biggest keys to getting your mesh to roll up properly is making sure that when you originally do it, that you cut the mesh straight. Otherwise, it's very difficult to roll. If you find your mesh sticking out just a little bit, just tuck it back in and then place it in your tie. Also, too, because we're using leftover mesh toward the end of the roll, it's also easier to roll. Always remember when you're folding it over that you're tucking that bad side in. Make sure that when you're putting these in that you're also tying your ties as tight as possible. Now that we've got the ones on the bottom finished, we're going to go up to the top. Now how you lay these on the top kind of depends on what you're doing. So let me show you. If you have a heavy sign that you're going to put in the center of the wreath that you're trying to support, this is how you want it to go in the wreath. You want this tie to face in and your ties to face out. If you're using this simply just because you're using up 21-inch mesh to make your wreath base fuller, you can just simply run them side to side and then just kind of pull your ties apart to give it the extra little fun. This is one of my favorite wreath base forms to use for heavy signs, and I also use it a great deal during Christmas, especially with candy striped mesh. Isn't it nice when they're already rolled up for you? And there we go. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I hope you really enjoyed learning these wreath bases with me. The wreath bases that I showed you today, these are the top 4 that I use. There's other different techniques, but these are the top 4 that I use. And this is how I start my wreaths to make beautiful wreaths. It all starts with the base. It all starts with a firm foundation. Thank y'all so much. Bye.